What's happening everyone, my name is Alex and welcome back. In today's video we're checking out one of the most affordable robot vacuums that has a Lidar navigation system. So this right here is called the Dreame D9. With a lot of cheaper robot vacuums, they typically don't get a navigation system, so they just bounce around in your house without knowing where they've been, where they're going, or if they cleaned a certain area. Well, this is not the case with this one. This one maps your entire house, it knows exactly where it's been and it's not gonna go over the same area twice unless you want it to go over the same area twice. This is a vacuum and also a mop. So at the bottom here we can attach a mopping module, so this can vacuum and mop at the same time, so it's gonna keep your house as clean as humanly possible. This comes in one of the smallest boxes that I've seen for a robot vacuum. However, in the box you're gonna find everything you need so you can start vacuuming right away. Of course, you're gonna find the vacuum itself. We also have this little side brush. You do have to mount that manually. It takes a second or so to do. We have that mopping module that I mentioned earlier that attaches to the bottom of the vacuum, and you can also remove that cleaning cloth and wash it after each mopping session. Basically, we do get the charging station for the vacuum, so this is where the vacuum is gonna sit most of the time. Now, if you do have a fairly big house and the vacuum cannot finish a cleaning cycle on one charge, it will go back to its charging station, it will recharge and then will continue the cleaning cycle, and whenever it's done, of course, it will go back to that charging station, so you don't actually have to do anything. The vacuum kind of knows how to do everything itself. The vacuum itself looks like most robot vacuums out there. We have the same round shape that we've been seeing over the past 3-4 years. I'm gonna say at the top here we have a few buttons and the navigation system. So this vacuum can mop and vacuum even in complete darkness. So it's using that navigation system for pretty much everything. It will map out your entire house. It knows exactly where it's been at all times, so it's not gonna get lost, and it always knows how to go back to its charging station. On the front here we have some sensors and also a bumper, so if the vacuum doesn't see something in its way, it will bump with this bumper in whatever object there is, and then it will go around that object. The bumper here also has a rubber strip around it, so it's not gonna damage your furniture. Underneath we have a few more sensors, so the vacuum is not gonna fall down the stairs. So if you do have stairs in your house, that's not gonna be a problem, it's not gonna fall down the stairs. We have that side brush that's kind of pushing the dirt towards the main suction hole, and we have the main brush in the center there. Now, in my case, that brush does catch a lot of hair, but it really depends where you live, who you live with, and so on. In my case, I do have to remove that brush at the bottom there and clean it every few days. But again, that will depend on your living situation. At the top here we have a plastic cover that can be opened, and this way you access the dustbin. The dustbin also has the dust filter in there, so you're gonna have to remove that dust filter every so often and of course clean it, and of course you're gonna have to clean that dustbin as well. And in here you're also gonna find a little brush that will make it easier to clean the vacuum basically and cut that hair that collects on the main brush. So very easy to use basically. Like most robot vacuums today, this one has Wi-Fi connectivity, and it will connect to your home's Wi-Fi network, and you can control it from your smartphone. So you're gonna have to install an app on your smartphone. This works on Android and iOS, and the app is called the Mi Home app. From the app you basically add the robot vacuum to your account, and then you can control everything about the vacuum. You can see the map that it's made, you can see every single room that it mapped, you can select do not go zone. So for example, if you don't want the vacuum to go in your office, you can just make a do not go zone and the vacuum will never go in that particular room. From the app you can also change all the settings for the vacuum. You can see how long the filter has, how long the side brush has been used, and so on. And of course you can see all the cleaning cycles and how long each of them took. If you want to set a schedule so the vacuum vacuums whenever you're not home, of course you do that from the app. So everything, all the settings, everything you change is basically changed from the app there. The vacuum also has 4 levels of suction. So let's say that you want the vacuum to vacuum on your home, but you don't want the extra noise. Well, you would select the most quiet level of suction. Of course, if you're using the more suction, it will suck the dirt from the floor better, but it depends on the situation, of course. The same kind of goes for the mop. You can select how wet the mop would be. So if you just have tiles throughout the house, maybe have the mop at the maximum wetness level. But if you have hardwood floors, maybe use it on the least amount of wetness. So it depends on your setup, of course, on your home, on your schedule, and so on. So this vacuum takes about 40 minutes to clean my entire apartment, and I usually use it at the maximum suction power. And when it's done a cleaning cycle at my place here with the maximum suction power, it usually has about 50% battery. That means that you can typically get about an hour and a half of cleaning time on one charge. But as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, if the vacuum does run out of power, it will go back to its charging dock, it will recharge, and then will continue the cleaning cycle. And whenever it's done, it will go back to its charging dock. So you will have enough battery on one charge so the vacuum can finish most houses, I'm gonna say, unless you have a massive mansion. So after using this for about a week, I really don't have anything bad to say about it. I had a few days when we first moved into this apartment without a robot vacuum, so the place was a bit messy, but now that I have this, my place does look much cleaner. Now, I've noticed that if you leave cables on the floor, I did leave a cable on the floor the other day, I totally forgot about it, and the vacuum cut that cable and it got caught in this brush underneath. So like most robot vacuums, you're gonna have to remove cables from the floor, small toys, even socks and stuff like that. If there is like a shoe, no problem with that, but anything small that's laying down on the floor should be removed. In my case, the vacuum has no issues going over those slips from the living room to the kitchen or from the living room to the washroom and back, so no issues with that. Unfortunately, I don't have any carpets here, so I haven't really tried the vacuum over carpets. There is a function that I've seen in there where the vacuum will increase its suction power whenever it goes over carpets, and typically vacuums that have this massive brush at the bottom do well for carpets as well. But as I said, I haven't had a chance to use it over carpets because I just don't have any carpets at home. So my place does look much better now that I've been using this every single day. Sometimes I actually have it on twice a day. So yeah, if you're looking for an affordable vacuum that has a navigation system, the Dreame D9 is definitely one that you should consider. The price to value ratio is really good on this one. Alright guys, hopefully this video was useful. Thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next one.